Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Mridu Preddy, and in this video I'll be talking about every single classes I took as a pre-medical student that got me into medical school. So if you're interested in knowing what classes I took, then keep watching and don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Before I begin, I want to quickly make sure to discuss what this channel is really about. In this channel, I want to help those first-generation medical students who are going into medical school. I want to be as much helpful as possible. I want to share all the advice and information that I have, so to help you guys out. So without further ado, let's get started. So for my first semester, so I'm going to break it down each semester in every year. So for my first semester of my first year, I actually took Introductory Biology 1 and a lab that goes with it, Introductory Bio Lab. I took Calculus. I took UNIV, which is English Level 1. It was 112 in my university, so I took that as well. So for my second semester of my first year, I took kind of like a more upper level of those classes that I took. So same classes, but just up to another level for it. So I took Biology, Introductory to Bio 2, Introductory to Bio 2 Lab. I took General Chemistry 2 Lab, General Chemistry 2 course. I took Statistics, and I took Sociology. Sociology was Introduction to Sociology. Because sociology and psychology, those two courses make up your whole section of your MCAT. So taking that class was really helpful for me. Took UNIV, the upper level UNIV for that class. It was UNIV, I believe it was UNIV 200. So those were the classes I took for my second semester. So then came my sophomore year. So for my sophomore year, first semester, I took Organic Chemistry 1, Organic Chemistry 1 Lab. I took Cellular and Molecular Biology. Very helpful for the MCAT, actually. I learned a lot of pathways and everything in it. So it was really, really helpful for me to study for the MCAT. A class I would actually recommend you guys take as well. And I took Quantitative Biology, which was an online class. And I also took Human Spirituality class, which I really liked. It was really interesting. It was learning about being mindful, being in the moment, learning about different religion and their beliefs, and it was really interesting way to kind of get out from all the science class and kind of have that different kind of perspective of classes. It was really fun for me. I liked it a lot. And then for my second semester, I took Organic Chemistry 2, Organic Chemistry 2 Lab. I took Genetics. I took Introductory to Psychology class, which was also a very important class for me because it helped me for the MCAT, because as I said, there is a whole section of psychology, sociology section in the MCAT, and it would be good if you take these classes before you take the MCAT. However, there are people who don't take it and still do fine in the MCAT, so it's all really up to you, even though I think you can really learn the whole thing for the MCAT anyways. I also took HUMS class, which was about consumer choices in society, and I also took Energy, which was literally about kind of how we get energy, like from coal, from all the fuels and stuff, so a class about that. So then came my third year of college. I was a junior, and by junior I was pretty much done with all my prereq courses. And what prereq courses are courses that you have to take to go into medical school. So those are like your organic chemistry, physics, introductory biology, introductory chemistry courses, and more. Those are and you can always look at what are prereq courses in like whatever medical school you want to go to. Just look like what classes you have to take. But after you finish those courses, by third year, I could really make my own schedule into the classes I wanted to take. So it was really fun to kind of have that flexibility in courses. So by my third year, I had one prereq courses I still hadn't taken, which was physics. So I took physics and physics lab with it. And I took biochemistry, a highly recommended class if you want to go into medical school. Very helpful for the MCAT, so I recommend you take it. Took biochemistry, human evolution, learned a different aspect of, honestly, evolution of how we humans came to be, and it was really, really interesting class. And I also took a lab that went with that class. Very fun. I liked that class a lot. So I learned about that. and I preceptored. Actually, I preceptored, like TA'd for general biology class. I liked that as well, that experience. And the last class I took for my first semester of my third year was actually effective speech, which was public speaking. And that really helped me with the way to speak to people, kind of like your posture when you're talking, and when you're talking, like how to kind of get attention of people. So I learned all those kind of things, and it was really interesting. I loved my professor for that class. And then for my second semester of my third year, I took evolution. So this was different from human evolution. This was just evolution of like organisms, not humans, not only humans, but other organisms as well. I preceptored for genetics, so I TA'd for another class, which was for genetics. And these TAing and preceptor, I actually got credit. I got 2 credit for it. So it was really nice. I could teach and I also could get credit. So it was really nice. And I took physiology, which was my favorite class throughout the whole 4-year. Very, very interesting, and I loved learning about physiology, and it helped me so much in the MCAT. I didn't even have to study like the bio section of the book for the MCAT because I knew all of the system, like how it regulated and all the pathways and stuff. So it was such a helpful class. I really, really recommend taking it. However, there are people who don't take physiology and do amazing in the MCAT, so it's really up to you, but I'm just giving you information and what I thought was helpful and what courses was helpful for me. But physiology is one that I would highly recommend for you to take. And I also took Physics 2 and Physics 2 Lab with it. So by that time, I was done with all my prereq for medical school. So I just needed, my 4th year was just about me fulfilling my courses for a bio major. So yeah, by that time I was ready to, study for the MCAT. My 4th year as a senior, I took ecology, immunology, microbiology, and I took reading film. My reading film class was actually really interesting because I learned all about movies and the angles they shoot it at, and very different from being a bio major. Again, it was, I guess, a balance between all the science class I was taking and just something different. So I learned about movies and kind of going through each clips and really seeing what kind of shot they were taking and stuff. So it was really, really interesting class, and I liked it. And then came my second semester of my last year, and at this time I was pretty much done with everything. So I actually kind of chilled out, like I kind of relaxed my last semester because at that time I was also studying for the MCAT, so I wanted to make my whole schedule kind of less. So I took Bio 101 back to freshman year but I took Bio 101, I took introductory to astronomy, I took capstone class, a capstone lab, which I needed as a bio major. And then I also took ecology lab, and I loved ecology lab. Like I learned to do so many tests on Excel, and which couldn't actually be used in like medical lab, like a medical study and about humans and stuff. We can actually use those, like, those formulas and data to kind of derive results. So it was really interesting. And the last class I took was yoga, which was the best class ever. I did the land to water yoga. And I learned so many posture and like all of those like breathing techniques to help me when I'm like stressed out. Very helpful class, honestly. I'm so happy I took it, but kind of balancing out and learning new things. But yeah, so these were my schedule and the classes I took. However, you don't have to take what I took. I mean, you have to take the prereq if you want to do medical school. However, these other classes I took, you don't have to take it, but these were the ones I took. And there are people who are not even science major who actually get into medical school. So whatever you want to do, you can do, honestly. And there are some amazing doctors who are not even science major at all when they were undergrad. And so it's what interests you, what classes is interesting to you. So try to kind of listen to yourself, listen to what you like, and kind of make your own schedule. But these were just my schedule, and hopefully it will help guide you. But yeah, so those were everything, and I hope you guys like this video. And if you have any questions or any recommendation of what video to make next, then let me know. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.